Tony, what time are you going to come back? It's already close to lunchtime.
Sorry about that. I'll be back in about an hour or so.
You're not driving right now, are you?
No, of course not. I just stopped at a gas station for a short break. I started to get a little sleepy.
Yeah, you did leave at midnight. Did you manage to catch anything today?
Just a little, but not as much as some days.
Okay, that's good though. It would be nice if you could be the one to descale and gut the fish though.
No way, I just catch it and eat it. But it does save us on grocery shopping.
I'm not sure you really save us that much. If anything, it could be more expensive for you to buy all of the bait and spend time doing it so often. Actually, I was thinking, but haven't you been going fishing a little too much recently? You go pretty much every single Saturday and Sunday.
Really? I don't think I go night fishing all that much.
But you're almost never at home anymore.
Are you gonna tell me to stop doing my favorite hobby?
That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm not asking you to never go at all, but I want you to spend more time with Sam. Do you even remember the last time you spent some time with him?
I don't remember the exact time and date. But I spend time with him here and there.
Well, yeah, but all you ever do is play video games with him sometimes. And even then, it's only one round each time you do.
I have work on the weekdays, you know. I get tired too. Can't just sit there playing games with him all night.
That's why I'm asking you to free up either Saturday or Sunday to play with him. It doesn't have to be both, but at least one of them each week. He's still only 8 years old.
Not only, he's already 8 years old. At this point, I'm sure he would prefer to play video games than to spend time with me.
But he's still playing video games too much recently as well.
Do you think that he will become stupid if he plays too many games?
I don't think that, but it's still bad for his eyes to always look at a screen, and I want him to go outside and play there more. As he gets older, he's going to be using screens and computers and phones more and more. I want him to be a little more active while he's still growing up.
What are you talking about?
Kids these days don't play outside anymore. That's exactly why I want you to play with him and help him be more active.
Then why don't you just do it? You can go outside and play catch with him or something.
Are you planning on leaving everything to me? No, that's not what I meant. Then in that case, you need to take some time away from fishing and spending more time with Sam. Make some time for him for the weekend.
Okay, I got it. I'll find some time for him.
Okay, good. He will grow up so fast, and then he will be the one who won't want to spend time with us. You have to enjoy this time while it lasts. By the way, once you come back, we need to go shopping.
Oh, do we have to? I'm really tired. But I have to clean up and put away all my fishing gear.
When you started fishing, I told you that you have to make sure you still do your part for the family. And I'm the one who always has to gut the fish, and that's the hardest job.
Fine, I got it. Let's go together then.
Great, I'll be waiting. Drive safely. Tony, this isn't what we agreed on.
Alice, why are you awake already? It's only 1 a.m.
I just had to go to the bathroom. And I wake up to see that you're gone from the bed and all of your fishing gear is gone too. What's going on? The three of us had plans to go shopping today, didn't we? Why did you just run off and go fishing on your own?
Look, sorry, but today I just really wanted to go.
It's not just today though, is it? It's always like this. It doesn't matter how many times I talk to you about it. You always put fishing first.
I can't help it. Fishing is the one thing that allows me to relax.
Why don't you also find yourself a hobby? What?
You don't really have any hobbies, do you? That's why you don't understand why I want to go fishing so badly.
Listen here. I work part-time, do all of the housework, and look after Sam pretty much on my own. Do you really think I have time to enjoy some sort of hobby? I'd like to be able to do something on the weekend, but you always leave yourself. Then I have no choice but to stay home.
You could just leave Sam at home by himself. He'll be fine. You're being too protective.
He's only 8. I can't leave him at home alone for too long.
Then we can send him to a friend's house to spend the day there.
We can't just do that all the time. It will make trouble for those parents. They also have their own plans, you know?
Then we can just buy him a phone. How about that? Then if anything happens, he can call us at any time and we can come back. He'll be fine. Remember when we were kids and how much we did on our own or just with friends? I think it's fine for him to find things out on his own a little. Plus, he's a boy, so he'll be fine.
It doesn't matter if he's a boy or a girl. Recently, there have been so many crazy stories on the news.
Ugh, you're worrying too much. It's better for boys to be given a little bit of freedom.
Fine, I'll think about leaving him alone so he can have some freedom later on. We can come back to it. But right now, I'm angry at you for being selfish and leaving on your own. Don't try to change the subject.
I'm sorry about it. I won't just go off fishing like that again.
That's not the problem. I don't care that you went fishing. I care that you broke your promise and didn't join us today. Or are you going to come back before we leave today?
Well, that's gonna be a little hard, I think.
I knew this would happen. That's why I can't trust you with anything anymore.
Just let me off the hook this one time. I won't break any more promises.
Seriously, you need to cut this out. Oh, and by the way, if you don't catch anything, you don't need to buy it at the market on the way home.
What? I don't do anything like that.
I didn't mention it before, but Mary told me that she saw you at the market buying fish really early in the morning.
Wait, what?
I haven't asked you to buy fish for a few years at this point, so you must have bought it when you said you went fishing, right?
Oh, well, okay, yeah, you got me. I thought you'd tell me not to go if I can't catch anything.
It's your hobby, so I wouldn't say anything like that. That is if you make some time for your family. Night fishing is a big no, but why don't you just take Sam along with you next time? That way you can do what you want and spend time with Sam as well.
Oh, that's a great idea. Why didn't I think of that before? Okay, next time I'll take Sam along with me.
No night fishing, okay?
Yeah, I got it. We'll go in the morning or the afternoon. Alright, it's settled. I'll take him next week. So just let me off the hook for tonight, okay?
You know what will happen if you break your promise this time, don't you?
I know, don't worry. This time I will definitely keep my promise. Alice, what's up with all the phone calls? I got so many missed calls from you.
Why didn't you pick up? The wind here is really strong.
I thought I wouldn't be able to hear you even if I did pick up.
What are you doing right now?
I'm out fishing, of course. It's really fun being out here with Sam. It's a lot different how it normally is being out here alone. I'll take Sam with me more from now on.
What are you talking about? Your son is in the hospital right now.
What? The hospital?
He passed out by the jetty in the extreme heat. Luckily, some passerby found him and took him to the hospital. He's dehydrated and has severe heat stroke.
What, a heat stroke?
And what were you doing while you left our son alone out there? And then you go and lie to me that the two of you are fishing together?
Oh, I got a phone call from work and just went back to the car for a second.
Yeah, well, the people who found him went to the car park screaming and looking for any family members, and no one showed up.
I just didn't hear them. What hospital is he in? I'll go there immediately.
No, you don't have to come. What? Why? Isn't it obvious? I don't want you here anymore. Even an idiot like you should be able to tell that under these circumstances.
Look, I'm sorry I left him alone, but it wasn't on purpose.
Even now you're going to keep lying to me? You forgot, didn't you, that Sam's phone was still in your car? I checked where you are using his phone's tracker.
What?
I know everything now.
Wait, Alice, I'm sorry, but there's a reason for this.
There's no good reason for this, and I don't want to hear your excuses. Goodbye. You can keep fishing by yourself for the rest of your life.
Alice, I'm so sorry. Please come back. I was wrong. I did the wrong thing.
Yeah, I know that very well. You used your son to try and hide your affair.
I'm really, really sorry.
This isn't just something you can make go away with a lame apology. It's all your fault that Sam ended up in the hospital. You knew that the temperature was really picking up, but you still left him out in the sun without even leaving him any water to drink? And what if he had fallen into the water or anything else? These things can happen even to adults, but you still left an 8-year-old by himself?
The water was very calm that day.
I told you that I don't want to hear any excuses.
Look, I already apologized, didn't I? And I showed you all of our texts and promised to never see her again. Why did you still have to walk out after all that? I really regret what I did.
And just because you regret it, you think that I have to forgive you? Those are two different things. And is there some kind of rule that says I have to forgive you just because you admitted to cheating?
No, there isn't, but...
When I heard that Sam had been taken to the hospital, I thought my heart would just stop. And then I couldn't get into the contact with you either. Then when I finally got to the hospital and listened to what Sam said, I checked his phone tracker and see your car parked outside a hotel. Do you have any idea how much you have hurt me? You don't, do you? That's why you went and started an affair with one of your co-workers in the first place.
That's not how it is. She said that things weren't going well with her fiancé, and then when I listened to her talk about it, she made a move on me.
So then none of this is your fault? Huh? Is that what you're trying to say? That's not what I'm trying to say.
But we have both been drinking, and it just kind of happened.
That's exactly the kind of person I don't want to be with anymore. And it wasn't just once, was it? You've been seeing her every time you have a day off. Then you were both laughing at me, how I was too stupid to even notice anything. I saw the texts. I feel like I'm the most pathetic person in the world right now. Even what happened to Sam, if I hadn't told you to take him fishing with you then, this wouldn't have happened.
Wait, no, it's all my fault.
I know that it is. But even so, I still blame myself for it too. I regret ever leaving him alone in your hands. I should have known better than to trust you.
Let's just talk about this one more time. Sam is still in grade school. It would be better for him if he still had both parents around.
Do you really think he needs a dad who never spends any time with him and leaves him alone to sleep with another woman? Plus, you were the one who said that he's already 8 and is growing up fast.
I know I said that, but I think he still needs to have both parents around. I promise that I will be a good parent from now on.
It's too late for that now. You can't just turn around and say that after the worst case scenario has already happened, you did something that you can never take back.
I'll make it up to Sam as well.
Sam doesn't want to go fishing anymore, he told me. You just handed him all of the gear without explaining to him what to do, and then you left him there all alone. Do you think he had a good time? All you did was leave him with bad memories.
I'm sorry, but I really didn't plan to be away from him for so long. I just met up with her because we had decided to not see each other anymore because she was about to get married.
I don't care about those details. It had nothing to do with me.
Alice, I'm sorry. Please forgive me just this one time. Just give me one more chance.
I've already given you plenty of chances, and you're the one who let me down each and every time.
But I don't want to get a divorce. I won't use my time on fishing anymore. From now on, I will do all the housework and take care of Sam by myself. But please just forget about the divorce.
Maybe it was just the affair. I wouldn't have chosen to go straight for the divorce. But you put your son in danger, and I will never forgive you for that.
Then what if Sam forgave me? Would that change things?
Even if we get a divorce, it won't change the fact that you are his father. So that's the problem.
No, but it will be much better if all of us live together. There are more things I'll be able to do for him that way.
We've been living together this whole time and you haven't done anything for him at all. If you really want to make things right for what you have done, then you can prove it with how you live from now on. Somewhere far away from us, of course. I told you before, but I don't trust you at all.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me, Alice. I can't live without the two of you.
What are you saying? You're fine without us, aren't you? That's why you always left us at home and went out to meet another woman.
That's not why. I really realize this time around, you and Sam are my reason for being alive.
If that goes away, then why just not find a new hobby for yourself? Plus, no one will say anything now, no matter how many women you sleep with. You also don't have to bother yourself with raising a child. Good for you that your free time will increase. Isn't that what you wanted after this whole time? After that, we had to talk a few more times, but finally went through with the divorce. Both my parents and his supported my decision and thought that I did the right thing. Thanks to that, they were able to speak some sense into him and convince him to go through with the divorce without trying to fight it. Of course, I also exposed his affair to the fiancé of the woman he was cheating on me with. Unbelievably enough, he also worked at the same company as the two of them, and the rumors spread incredibly quickly. Because of the rumors, she quit voluntarily to find a new job instead. Tony had to pay for child support for Sam, so he couldn't quit, but I heard that he will be demoted soon enough. Even now, he texts me about how much he regrets his actions, but I haven't replied to one of those messages even once. The only time I ever texted him is about the child support, or to arrange meeting times for him and Sam. I don't trust anything that Tony says, so I don't know what will happen from now on. But if he really does regret his actions and has learned his lesson, then I hope that he never does anything to put Sam in a bad spot like that ever again. I moved out of the house with Sam, and we were about to begin our new life with just the two of us. I also got a new job, and I'm planning to starting to work there from the next month. Even after the divorce, my parents and Tony's parents come by sometimes to spend time with their grandson, and they all seem to have a lot of fun together. I don't think that Sam will forget how his father made him feel that day, leaving him alone on the beach. But I will make sure to never let him feel like that again. And as his mother, I will make sure that he always feels loved and cared for by me.
Did you remember to visit Mom today?
Of course. In fact, I'm still with her.
That's nice. Thanks and all.
Have you finished work yet? If so, can you stop by for a little bit?
I'm tired and I really want to relax. Why? Did Mom say something?
No, but can't you stop by? Just for a bit. Since she moved back home from assisted living, you've hardly ever seen her.
Do I really have to? There's nothing for me to do there.
I'm sure your mom would like to see her son's face once in a while.
But it's not like I can help take care of her or anything. Isn't it better to let women take care of each other? Women are natural caregivers.
That's true? You don't even take care of your own son, so you'd have no idea how to take care of your mother.
Why would you say something like that?
You know your sisters don't come by to visit Mother either.
You know Scarlett and Ivy are both working moms. Unlike you, Luna, they have a lot on their plates.
I feel sorry for Mom. They both live so close, but never come by to see her.
Did she say something about them to you? You really should concentrate more on taking care of her needs and cut down on the gossiping.
It's called confiding with one another, not gossiping. She's your mother, Harry. Show some respect. I feel bad for her. None of her children visit her.
If I have time, I'll stop by. And I'll let Scarlett and Ivy know as well.
Thank you. I'll be leaving here soon to go home.
Oh, I'm gonna meet the guys after work tonight for drinks, so don't rush on my account.
What? You have time for drinks, but you don't have time to come by and see your mom. Plus, I was hoping you could come pick me up.
Why? You're there now. It's not like you have anything else to do. I'm sure you can manage on your own.
Do you know how difficult it is using public transportation with a small child? You've never done it, so you don't know how hard it is.
Oh, your nagging reminds me of Mom. Anyhow, I'm off. Be careful coming home.
Don't forget to let your sisters know about Mom.
Yeah. Luna, did you say anything to Scarlett and Ivy?
Not that I recall. I just told them the same thing I told you the other day. I even said I'm sure they've already heard it from you.
That's what I'm talking about. They came here to complain to me in person.
They came to your office? And they complained? About what?
That my wife is good for nothing. Can you imagine how I felt when they said that in front of everyone at work? I was so embarrassed.
You and your sisters are the ones that are good for nothing.
What? How dare you badmouth my sisters?
Oh no! I said something mean about his beloved sisters. Your abnormal affection towards your sisters is disturbing.
There's nothing wrong with my relationship with them. I respect them, that's all. They work really hard and are both super successful.
How wonderful for them. Ugh, all you talk about is work, work. It's like work is the only thing that matters in life to you.
Well, you're just a housewife. You wouldn't know anything about working hard. That's like playing house as a child.
Wow, what a wonderful way to phrase what your wife does every day. Do you even know how your mother is, health-wise?
Of course not. It's your duty as my wife to keep on top of all those things.
Wow, yes, master. I really should be more on top of things. Especially since you're only concerned about your darling sisters. I guess a part of my role as your wife is to protect your male pride as well.
Why are you trying to push my buttons? Taking care of elderly parents is part of a wife's responsibilities. Be sure nothing goes wrong.
Is that what Scarlet and Ivy think too?
Of course, Luna. I know your parents have already passed. So you should be grateful you have this opportunity to take care of an elderly parent.
Through taking care of your mom, I got to see different sides of you, Harry. You really are the worst. And not just you, but your sisters too.
Do you realize you're digging your own grave? At this rate, after Mom passes, I'll divorce you.
Really?
Yes, really. There's no way you can survive on your own. If you apologize now, I'll forgive you.
I really like Mom, so I want to be with her until the end. So thank you for that option.
What's wrong with you? I strongly suggest you think and act more sensibly.
Sure thing. I guess it's because I'm in a good mood today. I haven't felt like this since before we got married.
What the? Do you know who's working hard to provide you with this lifestyle?
I know, it's you, for now.
Yes. And if we get divorced, you'll be the one on the streets, without a penny to your name.
Maybe. But even then, getting divorced from you would be great.
You know, you've changed since you've started taking care of Mom. You've gotten more vocal. You should pick your battles more carefully.
Really? Well, I've been holding things in for too long, I guess. Now I see the pride of a man secretly in love with his sisters. I was walking on eggshells so I wouldn't hurt your feelings.
What? You never know when to stop, do you? Just shut your mouth and take care of Mom like you're supposed to. As soon as it's all over, we'll get a speedy divorce.
Don't worry, I'll take care of Mother.
Now that everything with Mom's funeral's over, I plan on filing the divorce papers first thing tomorrow morning. It's what you want, right?
It was a beautiful funeral, wasn't it? I know she's in a better place now, but I'm still devastated that she's gone.
You were crying more than anyone else, Luna. You really made it seem like you cared for her. Thanks, I guess.
I really wonder how your brain can be so screwed up. Let's keep this short. Text me after you've handed in everything you need for the divorce.
So you really don't care if I go through with it? Don't come crawling back to me later, begging me to take you back.
As if. There's no way I would do that.
Okay, then I'll head to the courthouse first thing tomorrow morning.
Thank you. Once the divorce is granted, could you send a picture of the confirmation?
No problem. I don't know why you need it, but I don't know what it is with you right now, but you're kind of pissing me off.
Well, you won't have to deal with me for much longer. Tough it out for a little while more. Thanks for taking care of the paperwork.
Hello, Luna. My aunt called me.
What do you want?
Well, because... How much was Mom worth?
Are you really asking me this? You're her son. Shouldn't you know about your own mother's assets?
My aunt told me I must have inherited a lot of money. She called to see if I'd lend my cousin some money for college. I never managed Mom's stuff, so I don't know anything about it.
Why am I not surprised your aunt would call you for money as soon as your mom died? Ugh, something is definitely wrong with your family.
Luna, did Mom ever mention anything to you?
You should look into it yourself. I'm rather busy at the moment.
What's with the attitude? Is that any way to treat someone who you used to be married to? Hold on, Ivy's calling me.
Oh, great. I wonder what insight she has to share this time. Take all the time in the world. I'll be going then.
Did you inherit money from my mom? You did, didn't you? Give it back. Belongs to me and my sisters.
Did you read her will?
Will? I don't know anything about Will. But I'm her real child. I have a right to my mother's money.
Is that so? I think if you look back to how you treated her, a judge would disagree.
No, it doesn't matter if I visited Mom when she was sick or not. If you keep that money, you're basically a thief. I'll have you thrown in jail.
The will states she left everything to me. It doesn't matter if you're her actual child. The will is mightier than blood.
You were plotting this all along, weren't you? You wanted to get close to her so she'd give you the money. Oh, what you did is a crime. I'm gonna report you and sue you.
What an imagination. Your idea of what's legal is warped from all the stupid crime TV shows you watch. Maybe if you spent less time watching them and more time caring for your mom, things would be different. I'll have you know, she advised me on everything.
Advised you? On what?
Before she passed, she told me. She was really sad her son and daughters weren't there in her final moments.
Well, she must have been as dense as you then. I've told both of you 100 times we were really busy at work. What could we have done?
That's the problem. Since you were also busy at work, she was worried what effect that would have on your family life. Or that you guys were in debt and had to work. She loved you and was really concerned about you three until the end.
What are you getting at? I bet that's because of you. You probably brainwashed her into thinking I was a bad person.
Brainwashed her? No, I often asked her for advice. You never helped me with the housework or taking care of our son. And whenever we spoke, you barked orders at me. It was so patronizing.
Why are you trying to spin it that way? Isn't it obvious a husband is the king of the house? If you ask anyone, I bet they'd say the same thing. Maybe I was a little harsh at times, but that's my style. I can't help who I am. And what are you even complaining about? I always brought home more than enough money for the family.
Money isn't everything. It won't heal the pain from you telling me how worthless I am for being a stay-at-home mom. I've lost count of how many times you called me a pathetic housewife. I've cried from your abuse too many times to remember.
But it's the truth. I don't see what the problem is.
Oh yeah, well, I have some truth for you too. Up until your mom passed away, she was begging me to divorce you. That's when I realized our marriage wasn't normal.
And you got your divorce. That conversation is over. Now we need to focus on that money which rightfully belongs to us. You need to give it back ASAP or there's going to be trouble.
Mother said she must have raised you three wrong. She said she probably wasn't strict enough.
And what does that have to do with anything? All it did was let us keep our distance from her without any guilt. Oh, you really know how to get on my nerves, don't you?
You failed as a son and as a husband. Honestly, you're a poor excuse for a human being. Do you know what your mom's last words to me were? Divorce him as soon as possible. Find yourself a good job and live a life of happiness. You deserve it. Do you understand how much she cared for me?
But Luna, there's no way you could hold down a job.
You pay no attention to my life, so there's no way you would know this. But I've picked up a hobby lately, and it's been keeping me pretty busy.
And you think you're special because you have a hobby?
I opened a shop online. I started selling some of my handmade goods. It won't make me a millionaire, but it's putting food on the table. I'm going to use it as a means of income, so I won't have to touch the money I got from Mom.
You little... Oh, I bet you wasted half of Mom's money in your stupid little crafts. You better not spend another penny of that money. I want it all back, plus whatever you're making at your dumb little online store.
I literally just said I started the store so I wouldn't have to touch the money. How stupid are you? If you really think you have a right to the money, why don't you lawyer up and try and take it from me? No matter how much you fuss over it, the inheritance isn't yours.
I've given it some thought. I think it's best that we get married again. If we're a couple again, I think I can convince Scarlet and Ivy to back off.
Oh, your obsession with them is creepy. Also, absolutely not. I'm finally free of you. You're deranged if you think I'd ever spend another second in the same room with you, let alone remarry you.
I'll have you know it isn't as easy as you think to survive in the world. You think earning a few $100s a month from your dumb craft store is going to keep you afloat? Even if you do use Mom's money, it'll only be a matter of time before you spend it all.
I intend to keep Mom's inheritance for our son. Like I've already said twice, I'm not going to touch the money she left for me. I swore to her I'd put it to good use.
Then you're going to be even more strapped for money to make ends meet each month. Don't worry, honey. Your big, strong man will come back to save you. I'll bring home the money just like I used to.
Ew, don't ever call me that again. I don't want to return to hell.
When did you get so independent? It's hard out there. I'll provide for you.
Yeah, I think I'll be okay. Plus, the money I bring home every week is way more than what you were making.
What? Are you kidding? There's no way that's possible.
I don't care if you don't believe me. Anyhow, I can manage on my own, so I don't need you.
But what about the inheritance?
You won't let it go, will you? And to think you didn't even know it existed until your aunt told you.
Tell you the truth, I bought a new car. The monthly payments are burning a hole in my finances. So when my aunt told me about the inheritance, I thought how great it would be to pay it all off. If you're not going to give me all the money, can't you just give me enough to pay off the car?
I couldn't care less about your car. Why don't you work hard and just pay it off each month? I'm sure if you work really hard, your commission will take care of a measly car payment.
You loved me, didn't you? Can't you do your former husband this one last favor? Honestly, you don't have the right to say no. You should be thankful I'm asking so nicely.
Where's the male pride you've thrown in my face all these years? Isn't it a man's job to take care of his debts himself? Or why don't you ask your precious sisters who work super hard for a handout?
There's no way they have that much money. They have their own families. Oh, I'm really sorry for the way I've acted all these years, Luna. Please, help me.
It's too late to apologize now. You were the one who chose that payment plan, right? Why would you pick a car that you couldn't afford? Only an idiot buys a brand new car they can't afford from the start. Why don't you go for a drive with your sisters and try to convince them to pay for it before it gets repossessed? I'm sure you're looking for any excuse to spend some time with them.
Aw, you little... I told you. I don't have those types of feelings for my sisters.
Really? I bet if it were legal to marry your siblings, you would have done it years ago. Anyway, I'm absolutely not going to remarry you. Get that thought out of your head. And getting a dime from Mom's inheritance is just as unlikely. There's one more thing Mom made me promise her before she passed. She said to do whatever it takes to make sure you don't see even a penny of that money. Harry and his sisters would not give up on the inheritance. They blew up my phones every day, harassing me for the money. I foolishly thought showing them their mom's will would change things. It made no difference to that trio of idiots. I ended up seeking professional legal help, and it was finally resolved. The three of them harassed me and constantly verbally abused me. But in the end, they had no choice but to give up. On the other hand, the online shop I opened has been going really well. I'm enjoying the time I get to spend with my son. I have no idea where Harry is now, and I honestly don't care. But I heard that even his beloved sisters had enough of him. It sounds like they want nothing to do with him anymore. He's getting all the hate he deserves. I bet he's working himself to death because he can't stand the idea of a pathetic housewife earning more than him. Good luck, loser!